Thank you everyone for joining our event today. So I am Ali. I'm the chair of the My Vote, My Voice campaign steering group, and I also work for United Response. It's a real pleasure to have you all here today. I'm going to hand over to our founding partners who are going to tell you a little bit about the campaign, and to Patty, who is our project coordinator for this iteration of My Vote, My Voice. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second and hopefully I'll be able to share again. Over to you guys.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Patty. I'll be kind of leading on the work on this campaign, and I'm really excited and honored to be working on this. So I'll be your first point of contact. I'll put my email in the chat, and you can always get in touch if you have any questions, or if you want to chat about how to get involved, or if you have ideas of how we could do things even more excitingly or better. So why don't you go ahead and get in touch anytime you want. I can't wait to work with y'all. Thank you.
Duncan?
Hi all, my name's Duncan. I work for Dimensions as head of marketing and comms. I've been involved right from the start, in fact from well before the start of My Vote, My Voice. In fact, all the organisations who are partners had their own voting campaigns for many years, and we decided to put our voices together to make a bigger impact. I'm eternally grateful to MenCap and United Response for choosing to do that, because it helped us make a real difference in the general election, and I'm looking forward to doing the same in the locals too.
Matthew, over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Matt. I work for MenCap. So MenCap are a learning disability charity. We have two kind of main focus areas. We have service provision, so we support people all across England and Wales, and we have the campaigning, advocacy and policy work as well. MenCap joined in with My Vote, My Voice, like Duncan said, right from the start, because we did have our own voting campaigns, but we felt that it would be stronger as a unit. So we feel that everyone's right is in this country is to take part in democracy, and often people with a learning disability and autistic people can feel left out of that right. So with My Vote, My Voice, we feel it's really important to show people that they have the right to take part in democracy, and also support them with easy reads and other tools to take part in democracy.
Thanks, Matt. And last but not least, Sapphire.
Hi everyone, I'm Sapphire from United Response. As Duncan and Matt were saying, United Response we're campaigning to make politics more accessible since 2010, and now we're all working together, which is great because we're able to reach so many more people. It's so important to us because giving people with learning disabilities and their supporters accessible information just makes the democratic process actually means people can vote and make an informed choice. So we're really excited to move this forward from general election and now into the locals, which is just as important.
Thank you very much. Right, now let's see if I can make the technology happen. Yes, okay, brilliant. So I'm now going to tell you a little bit about My Vote, My Voice if you haven't heard about it before. So My Vote, My Voice is a campaign that is national, and we are on a mission to encourage people with learning disabilities and autistic people to vote. We do this by working together with people with lived experience and achieve it by working collaboratively. So together, we're campaigning to remove voting barriers and make voting more accessible. We want to raise awareness about people with learning disabilities and autistic people's right to vote. And importantly, we want to advocate for better policies that make sure that everyone has an equal opportunity to participate in democracy. So today's event, we're going to hear from our My Vote, My Voice lived experience spokespeople who also sit on our steering group. We're going to review some of the resources that we've created from the previous campaign, and we're going to cover our newly co-created easy read resources and explore our new campaigning toolkits. And importantly, there'll be time for you to tell us about your plans in the lead up to the local elections. So a little bit of a recap about what we achieved in the lead up to the general election. So over 200 organisations joined the My Vote, My Voice coalition, which had a potential reach of over 200,000 people. And this is thanks to our funding from the Joseph Rowntree Reform Trust Foundation. With your help, we had over 4,512 people voters registered to vote in time for the general election. 23 MPs signed up as accessible voting champions. We visited Downing Street with our petition, and our lived experience experts got to knock on number 10's door. We had 30 councils signed up to the campaign, and we made sure we really got our message out. Television presenter Chris Packham created 2 Instagram reels for us, which had over 200,000 impressions, and our own Get Out the Vote video had over 96,000 views. The campaign was also featured on BBC News, Channel 4, ITV, and across many other different publications. So it really was a huge success, and that was all thanks to the coalition's effort of getting ready for the general election. So over to the 2025 version of the campaign, and this spring's campaign is made possible with support from the Electoral Commission. So I want to just say a huge thank you to them for supporting our work this year. By the end of April 2025, we're aiming to recruit 50 additional local partners, focusing in the areas which have upcoming elections as much as possible. We want to reach another 2,000 additional voter registrations of autistic adults and adults with learning disability. And we want to amplify the reach of our newly co-created, easy-to-read resources. And these newly developed resources focus on the role of local government and how to get involved in democracy in your local community. By working together, I know that we can make sure that everyone who wants to vote can do so, but we're going to need all the help that we can get, which is why we've called on you today, our existing and new partners, to help support our campaign. We know that everyone is really busy and more likely stretched more than ever. So to make your participation as easy as possible, we've done a number of things. We've co-created some new easy read resources that focus on the local election and the importance of local government. We're working on improving our past resources based on what people are telling us they want to see. And we've created the campaigning toolkits to make make your participation in the campaign as easy and efficient as possible. So now I'm going to hand over to our fantastic My Vote, My Voice spokespeople. We have Xiuming. Xiuming Man is a self-advocate who has cerebral atrophy. He has extensive background in youth work and disability rights as Vice Chair of Richmond's Youth Council and as a key member of Choice Support's Our Rights group. Dr. Mark Brooks, MBE, has more than 30 years experience in advocating for people with learning disability and autism, which he had lived experience of. He's also currently advocacy lead for Dimensions, where he regularly speaks publicly about disability hate crime and is an advocate for people with a learning disability and autism being treated equally. Prior to joining Dimensions, he worked for Values into Action, where he was responsible for developing the organisation's policy around hate crime, human rights and individual budgets. In 2019, Mark was awarded an honorary doctorate in law from the University of Kent, and in 2020, Mark received his MBE for services to people with a learning disability and autism. Mark's work has led him to work with bodies such as the Equality and Human Rights Commission, the Crown Prosecution Service, Home Office and police forces across the country. His passion for improving outcomes for people with disabilities who are victims of hate crime has led him to receiving recently a Churchill Fellowship grant to continue his research in the USA and throughout Europe. Mark's a Manchester United superfan and loves to garden and play PlayStation in his spare time. He's also well known to enjoy a glass of Prosecco. So get the bubbly ready when you see him next. Hannah Malloy is a neurodivergent young person. She works with United Response as an autism consultant, where she gets to be involved in a ton of different projects, advocating for people with learning disabilities and those who are autistic. Hannah enjoys working on My Vote, My Voice because she gets to bring organisations together with one similar goal in mind, making voting more accessible for those with disabilities. In her spare time, she loves to watch musicals and be out in nature. And Ismail Kaji is MenCap's Parliamentary and Government Engagement Officer and spokesperson on learning disability. He's passionate about making change and speaking to people like the government department and charity sector and to people with learning disability. He lives in Walthamstow with his family and has his own home. Ismail has a great community of people around him, and he always likes to help others. So I'll now hand over to our fantastic spokespeople to tell you a bit about why they're involved in this campaign. So Shuming, over to you first.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Shuming. 2 million people in the UK and autism. 2 million people in the UK with autism and learning difficulty have to fight for their right to vote, and there's not as much easy document out there. And that's why I'm got involved in my voice, because like because it's a bigger platform that we can get easy documents and press, and also the the commission to produce easy read manifesto at the same time as when the normal manifesto come out.
Oh, are you done, or do you want to say a few more words, Shuming?
Yeah.
Fab. All right, over to you, Mark.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. Like I say, I was really involved with the My Vote My Voice campaign, and it was a really good campaign, and I definitely encourage people who haven't looked at the website to look at it, and like Ali says, we'll have some more updates. So I suppose, but the one thing I really wanted to focus on is the local elections. It's really important that you do vote in the election, because it's around knowing who your councillor is. And we know every year there's cuts being gone. I mean, just recently I found out in my with the local election that we're going to have 3 libraries closed altogether. So I mean one library for the whole of Essex in Romford. So it's really important for you to find out who your local councillors are, and then to speak to them to say, look, these are your concerns. Could you work with us? Could you come and meet groups of people so that they know you're out there? I don't think local councils know around people first groups and self-advocacy groups, and we know their funding's been taken away, and lots of self-advocacy groups as well are going just because funding cuts are happening. So please, I encourage you to find out where your councillors are, who they are, and then reach out to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Hannah, over to you.
Thank you, Alice. So hi everyone, it's lovely to see you all here today. I'm just going to share a little bit about my voting journey. So I wanted to get involved with My Vote My Voice because I believe that voting is a fundamental human right that everyone should have access to. And voting can make me apprehensive because of the previous barriers that I have experienced. When I went to vote in the past, there were no easy read manifestos from the parties, and this proved it difficult when deciding who to vote for. Disabled people should not be left out because electoral parties are not able to provide adequate supporting materials. Luckily for me, I had registered to vote in the past, so I didn't need to go through this process again. I did try to go through the process of registering to vote by post last year, but I was put off by the inaccessible forms and some questions that were worded in quite a complex way. And it is as if the government doesn't want disabled people to have their say and to vote. And another thing that is making it hard for autistic people and those with learning disabilities to be able to vote is the use of ID. Many people may miss deadlines and find it hard to fill in the forms and forget their ID on voting day. During the last general election, even Boris Johnson forgot to bring his own voting ID. And forms of ID can cost money, and the voter authority certificate form can be difficult to fill out. And I find that the government website in general is difficult to access. With your help, we can make these processes easier. Things like voter registration parties are a great way to support more people to register without it being too stressful. And we have lots of resources to support people too. Together, let's be the change we need to see. Thank you, Ali.
Thank you, Hannah. And last but certainly not least, Ish, over to you.
Thank you, Ali. So hi everyone, my name is Ishmael Kaji. It's great to be here with you all today. So my vote, my voice means to me, in my opinion, voting is one of the most important things that people with learning disabilities can do. And making sure voices is heard. We all use services that the government funds and runs, voting shows, and people in power what it is important to you. When it comes to registering to vote in elections, it can be hard for people with a learning disability, like me, to fill in forms, and it's jargony and difficult to understand. It can also be difficult to ask the support at the polling stations. Staff sometimes don't understand how to support people with a learning disability. So that's why my vote, my voice is so important, but we need our partners to help us make real change. Our voter registration parties are a great way you can support disabled people to register to vote. And they are lots of fun too. You can also support people by sharing awareness about our accessibility voting resources so that everyone can learn about the voting process. Voting is a human right. With your help, we can make sure no disabled person ever misses out on it again. Thanks, Anna. And thanks, everybody.
Huge thank you to our fantastic My Vote, My Voice spokespeople. Right, let's see if we can get the technology working again. And there we go. All right, fantastic. So moving on. So I'll talk a bit about our voting resources. So in past campaigns, we co-created a wide variety of resources, which are still going to be relevant for this year's election. Resources like how to vote in person, by post or by proxy. Resources around the voter ID requirements and also how to apply for a voter authority certificate if you don't have the correct ID. Like Ishmael mentioned, information about your voting rights, and then resources such as what to do if your postal vote is missing. So they're all accessible on our website. Our website is also all an easy read. And I think Patty has very kindly linked to those resources in the chat. So we'd love to hear how if there's any resources missing, how you found using those resources last year, and that will all go into helping us make it even better for the local elections. And we have some newly co-created resources, and I love this jazzy bit of the campaign, the presentation. They're zooming in. So we've got resources about what councils do and how councils affect your life, how to contact your councillors, how to get the most from talking to your councillor, how to find out who's standing for an election and what they think, and what is a combined authority. And so these resources are really helpful because they make information about local elections accessible to people that need easy read materials to engage effectively with our democracy. We're also going to be co-designing a toolkit to help support workers have conversations about elections and to talk about the importance of voting in local elections with the people that they support. We're going to be beginning recruitment for this co-design really soon, and we'll hopefully be reaching out to you to invite support workers in your teams to take part. We've also got some campaigning toolkits. So our partner recruitment toolkit is designed to help us grow the My Vote, My Voice coalition by providing clear, practical guidance on how to reach out to new partners. It outlines why expanding our network is really, really important, especially with local elections coming up in over 20 councils this spring, and how any new partner can help us with registering 2,000 more people by April 2025. The toolkit includes step-by-step instructions on identifying potential partners, making contacts, following up, and how to confirm the partnership. It also provides a recruitment tracker, email template, and social media assets to make outreach as easy as possible. Most importantly, it makes sure that everyone who's part of the coalition has the tools that they might need to bring more organisations and friends into the campaign to strengthen our collective impact and make sure that everyone's voice is heard. By working together, we can make sure that every person who wants to vote can do so in the local elections. We also have a voter registration event toolkit, and this is designed to help partners run accessible and effective voter registration events. And with local elections again taking place in over 20 councils this spring, these events and parties are going to be a key part of our goal to register 20 more people. The toolkit has everything you need to plan and deliver a successful event, including a step-by-step guide, a ready-made plan, outreach materials, and accessibility consideration to make sure that participants feel included and supported. It also includes some practical resources like email templates, social media assets, and guidance on how to encourage voter registration in a way that's engaging and easy to understand. By using this toolkit, we really hope that partners on the coalition can play a direct role in empowering people to exercise their right to vote and have their voices heard in local democracy. Most importantly, to make sure you're not out of pocket, we're going to be giving your organisation £10 per expected attendee to your voter registration event. Finally, so there's some key ways that you can get involved in the 2025 campaign. Anyone who signs up to our charter and to amplify our resources will be celebrated on our website. And any partner that hosts a voter registration event or can recruit at least one new partner will be mentioned in the acknowledgements of our final report, which will be sent to the Electoral Commission and displayed on our website. And just as a reminder, our goals for the local elections are we're looking to recruit 50 additional local partners. We want to get 2,000 more people registered to vote in time for the local elections, and we want to amplify the reach of our newly co-created easy to read resources. Great. Oh, well, thank you so much to everyone for joining us and for your questions and comments and for your commitment to making this campaign and the local elections the most accessible yet. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone. It's lovely to see so many of you and look forward to getting ready for voting in May.